Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me. Welcome to Chit Chat with QT. The views that I express are my own personal opinions and reactions for research and commentary, and everything is alleged. Join me while I discuss hot topics, reality TV, celebrity news, and more. Please make sure to like the video, hit that notification bell, and subscribe.
Chit Chat with QT was killing.
So let's get into the video, guys. As you see, that was Mark, Mel's brother, shouting out your girl, Chit Chat with QT. And this was in regards to the video that I made about Funky Dineva. And I want to let Mark know that I really appreciate that, mainly because of the commentary in that video. Number one, I am a woman. I am a black woman, and I do believe that we are the most unprotected and disrespected women, period. But Mark had a problem with Funky Dineva and his commentary and his disrespectful ass words when it came to his little sister. So we all know that Funky Dineva said with so much passion, he don't fuck with Mel. And a lot of us have been confused since he said it. Because is that supposed to hurt Mel? That he doesn't mess with her? We've seen Mel in Hollywood and New York and everywhere else with A-list celebrities. So I really do doubt that Funky Dineva is on her list to fuck with anyway. And then Mark also had a problem with Funky Dineva, whether it was indirectly or directly, calling her a bitch. Several times, might I add. And basically, Mark is letting it be known that Mel has the support and protection of her family. And you know, I was just glad that Marcus said that. I've seen where Marcus have come out before. He had an epic ass read against Martell a couple years ago that went down in history, if you ask me, of one of the most classiest reads out there. He broke it down. And if I can find that live of Marcus, I'll definitely make sure to post that. But yeah, he laid it out when it came to Mr. Martell. But, you know, he's talking about what we see. He said his sister is basically out there by herself. She has these men that's coming at her, and he feels like that is wrong. He also said that, hey, if it was just women that she was going back and forth with, whatever. It is what it is. And I'm so glad that Mark said that he saw the disrespect that Funky Dineva said about Mel a couple years ago. Now, I'm not sure if he's talking about the same thing that I was talking about, where Funky Dineva had a few choice words for Mel before. And he said, you know, at that time, he wanted to come out and say something. But he decided to fall back, and then he noticed a change in Funky Dineva as far as him talking about Mel. And I think we all did as well. I think when Funky Dineva interviewed Mel, that's when he had a little, I don't know if I want to say change of heart, but he wasn't as harsh as he was previously. Now enter the Scotts, and now we see this level of hatred that this man has for Mel. Because you can't tell me that wasn't hatred. His emotions alone, when he said the words that he was saying about her, said a whole lot. And where did it come from? We're all confused because Mel hasn't had any interactions with Funky Dineva. So why does he feel so strongly? Mark knows, just like we know. And he said it himself, that Funky Dineva is behind the scenes. He has some inside knowledge, and that's what he feels changed that direction that Funky Dineva was on. Now, Mark also sort of gave Marceau a pass. He said that, he likes Marceau. He feels like that Marceau has been the same and he's still the same. But what I don't like about Marceau, Marceau is another one that's been straight disrespectful when it comes to Mel. And I mentioned that in a video, one of these videos that I released this week. We don't see Martell going at Tisha like Marceau goes at Mel. Marceau raises his voice, Marceau yells, all of that. That's disrespectful for a man to talk to a woman like that. Number one, his wife is sitting right beside him. Let your wife do the talking. And speaking of Martell, what a punk. To sit his ass on that stage, I don't care if he and Mel are divorced. That is the mother of your children. And you're going to sit there and allow that man to talk to the mother of your kids like that? And I can't even say that I'm shocked, because Martell is the one that put the battery in coleslaws back. We know that. But yeah, Mark wasn't feeling Funky Dineva at all. And he mentioned Funky went down there and got some of them nasty ass potatoes in his system, and he done flipped the script and completely changed. You can't tell me that I'm gonna hang out with people, I'm gonna go to their establishment, I'm gonna sit down and talk with them, but then I'm gonna get on YouTube and I'm going to be able to call out their bullshit. No, it don't work that way. And he proved that the way he brushed over that picture in Marceau's phone. Yes, he said, oh yeah, well, we all know there's none of us that don't think that Marceau hasn't fooled around. But no, talk about Tisha like you did Mel. Talk about Tisha saying, bitch, you've been on this show all these years and you've been saying there was nothing at all. I haven't heard of anything. I haven't seen anything. But now you come back talking about a picture. Funky Dineva didn't do that. So Mark has every right to speak out and let it be known that he's there for his sister. And look, I am the baby of the family. I got older brothers and all of that. My daddy, my brothers, my uncles, my cousins, all of the men is gonna ride for me if need be. So I respect Marcus for coming out and saying something. And there is one person that I feel like can put a stop to all of this bullshit, and that's Carlos. Number one, Carlos is friends with Funky Dineva. Now, he can't control what Funky Dineva says, but he can definitely say, look, friend, that was kind of harsh. You don't have to call her that. Carlos can say to Marceau, look, Marceau, you got Tisha sitting right there. Let Tisha yell and argue with Mel if it comes to that. So Mark is absolutely right. Mel is definitely out there by herself, but he's letting it be known. It may appear that way, but he's there. And when I tell you at the end of his video, when he wiped some flour or powder or something on his nose, I cackled like real loud. I laughed my ass off. So that just lets you know Marcus is out in these YouTube streets. He knows what's going on. Absolutely hilarious. But you guys, take a look at his live. When you're done, drop down in the comments. Let's chit chat about it. I think that more men need to speak up when it comes to black women. That's any black woman that's under attack. If their brothers and fathers and uncles and cousins and sons or whoever else, if they came out like Marcus did, then these punks wouldn't feel so comfortable disrespecting black women. So kudos to Marcus. You guys take a look at his live. Once you're done, please make sure to drop down in the comments and let's chit chat about it. Chat with you guys soon. Bye.
For me, the way I feel right now is like she's kind of out there by herself and she doesn't have any support accept the great support that she has from, I call them, you guys, the millimeters. Everybody else say millimeters. But she has great support and love from you all. But as far as like, feel like a family member, in her corner to, have more support, I don't see it there. And a lot of times we don't get involved because we know a lot of that stuff comes with the territory. What's going on, Southern Butterfly? So, but I just feel like the need for me, it had to be addressed. A couple of things had to be addressed. I thought about addressing something, that, especially when it comes to guys. Women, ladies, y'all can go back and forth with her and all that. I'm fine with that. But when it comes to men attacking, that's a whole different story for me. And I let some stuff go back a couple of months ago with a guy that kept on running his mouth saying stuff about her. And, and I started to get on and say some stuff then, but I was like, no, just let it go. Let it go. Let the girls go do what they do. So, I just kept quiet. I sure will, Gina. Thank you, Tanya. I'll let him know. A couple of things, that bothered me. And I appreciate, after I heard Monkey Dine comments, I went back and listened to some other people comments, and I think Chit Chat with QT was killing. Queen Sheba always. Now I listen to, like I said, I get a couple of people on my Instagram page that send me some bloggers comments, and I listen to them, and I think a lot of times we get some good information from them, and they have very good perspectives. But I think when you're a blogger and you just one-sided, I feel it's not right. And another thing is, if you one-sided against my sister, then of course I'm not gonna like that, but I don't deal with it. I just let it go. So just to let y'all know, I'm not a blogger. What else I need to put? Everything I say is alleged. Everything I do is alleged. What else they be saying about all that stuff? Whatever. I'm just the person talking. So I just want to address a couple of things. So old boy made a comment. Let me go back to my original page. Made a comment about I found myself having negative emotions and feelings, my mood being altered over people that I don't know, and off of a piece of programming on television. I feel the same way when it comes to bloggers. I found myself, or I'll say a blogger, I found myself becoming emotionally drained and feeling my mood being altered over some comments that you made, about my sister. And so I guess it's the same way you feel about the things that have taken place because of the way the fans react to the show. And so you decide you're not going to watch. And obviously you haven't been watching because just about everything you said was not true. You understand you got too close to the situation. So you kind of know how I feel. I'm real close to the situation too. So it is a different feeling when you are really close to the situation. I'm close to the situation because it's my sister. You're close to the situation now, obviously, because of some unknown factor. And some people will say they know what the factor is, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what the factor is. You made a comment. You said you've gotten too close to the situation. You said, A, like those people. No, you said the fans get too close to the situation because A, like they know these people. B, like they were there. And you said C. Well, actually, you said 3, but you meant to say C. You said 3, like y'all produced the show. So, obviously, you've been getting some information from somewhere. So you've been getting some cake or some hot dogs from somewhere. So for you to know what's really going on, because, I listen to a lot of comments that people make, and I agree. A lot of them don't know what's going on. A lot of the comments are incorrect. It's close, but it's not quite there. And so, you making a comment about people talking about what they don't know because they were not there. They don't produce the show. So obviously that lets me know that you're somewhere, getting some information, some inside information. And so one thing that struck me was a few months, about 2 years ago, you were making some comments about Melody that were like very harsh. When I first heard of you, I'd never heard of you before. And you were making some very harsh comments. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to say something. But after I ended up on the show, I did notice that your comments changed about Melody. for whatever reason, she became a person that you liked. And then you start getting on those other people, addressing their situation and pointing out their flaws, which were true. But now all of a sudden, because you're getting cake, you're eating cakes and hot dog from this table over here, now you want to come back around and everything you can say is negative about Melody. So I don't know. It's like double-minded, unstable, just really just crazy to me, because your perspective of a person should not change so drastically. Like for the show, for me, I'll just put it up there. Marceau. I like Marceau from day one. I didn't know him. From watching the show, I was like, okay, he's pretty cool. I like Marceau. I don't have a problem with Marceau at all. My feelings, and even though what I see on the show has taken place, my feelings haven't really changed. I just put in my mind that it's TV and try not to get into it. You know, we don't have no relationship. Don't get me wrong. I don't have a relationship with him, but he's been the same since I've been watching the show to me. And I mean, he's a likable person on the show. So I don't understand how, if you are a blogger and because Melody hasn't changed, she's doing the same thing that she's changed a little bit because she's not fooling with people that mean her no good. But other than that, so I don't see how you can go from, I don't like this woman, which you don't know, or you didn't know then all of a sudden you start liking her, you're making positive comments about her, then now you're making negative comments. I mean, which is crazy. I mean, but for me, just check the source. Problem I had, I think, most with everything that I heard from the comments were the continuous use of the word bitch. And I know what a person would say in your position. I never called Melody a bitch, but you inferred bitch. Now we know bitch can be used as a term of endearment for some people. Like Trina say, she the baddest bitch, which is, hey, she bad. So, if you were saying Melody is a bad bitch, then it's kind of okay, but it's really not. But, I can get with that a little bit. But when you start saying stuff like, a bitch is beefing with my cousin, and let that bitch say anything beyond hello to me, I'm not sitting up here having no conversation with this bitch, that's negative to me. That's in a very distasteful, honorary, hateful way of using the word bitch. And you use it a couple of times too many, which I didn't like. And obviously a whole lot of other people didn't like. Because my thing is this, you wouldn't want nobody calling your mammy a bitch or inferring that bitch had a bitch. I mean, it just wouldn't be right. So I think you ought to think about what you say and how you say it. If you're going to be a blogger, to me, you should have some balance. And somebody said a journalist, no damn journalist, because a journalist is unbiased. They report information. They tell information. They report facts. You report an opinion. So to me, you are whatever you call it, whatever you are. But just make sure you have your information right. So obviously you get information from the other people because you saying you didn't watch the show the last 2 seasons, but now you're going to watch it. Yes, you're going to start watching it now because you went down to Huntsville and had some kind of potatoes, double-baked potatoes that were brought to the house where you were or something for the Juneteenth weekend. So now everything is good. I'm in this corner, and everything I'm going to say is about this person is going to be negative. But you can say anything you want about Melody because she's strong enough to handle her own. Now, I do know that. She's strong enough to handle her own. Say whatever you want, but watch the bitch word. I don't like the bitch tone. Because first of all, you don't want nobody calling you no names that are derogatory. Because I don't. I don't even want you to infer a name on me as derogatory. Because I'm not going to like it, you're not going to like it. So pretty much, one other thing that bothered me, when it came out about a naked picture in Marceau's phone, and the camera hit Melody's face. Now, one of the bloggers, I don't know if it was Queen Sheba or Chit Chat with QT, made the comment, you don't know if the production grabbed that smile from another situation and put it there. You don't know. So you made a comment. She's laughing and she's glad to hear that a person's marriage is possibly going to be destroyed. She can't destroy nobody's marriage, first of all. And I took from when I saw her face on that was feeling like she was being vindicated because all this time some person has been saying they don't know nothing about cheating. I ain't never seen nothing. You a lie because you obviously been knowing about it for over, what, 11 years or 14, however many years you said. And then you said, somebody said it was a heart on there. I don't even know if they had hearts and all that lights back then, 11 years ago with the phones. So, I mean, a lie don't care who tell it, it just wants to be told. And if you're going to do something, tell the truth. And I can verify. I haven't caught her yet lying. And I'm not saying that because Melody is my sister, but one thing about, I just say us, we ain't going to lie because we don't know how. If we lie, we're going to get caught. I will get caught, so I don't even know how to lie. I won't even try. And she's not going to lie. She's going to be straight up. It is what it is. Like, if you know something about me, what? I'm not going to die from it because I've come to the knowledge of knowing one person's shit don't smell no worse than the other person's shit. So whatever you got on me, it couldn't be no worse than what the next person or yours. So I don't think she's gloating and happy about or hoping that someone's marriage ends or that they're having problems because she's not that type of person, because she really could care less. If you knew her movements, you will know that she don't really care. She don't get into that. So you obviously don't know her, and I can guarantee you never will because she won't. Oh, I'm gonna start cussing. She don't help with people like you, and she won't. It'll be high and by, like you said. Kiki would do if your cousin was beefing with somebody. It might be a hello and a bye. That's how it'll be with you for the rest of your life. It'll be a hello and a goodbye. Trust me. So that's all I just want to say. Just remember that she does have some people in her family that's on her side. We just don't say nothing because we try to stay out of this because it is public, bigger type stuff. It's a show. But when you start making some of these bad comments, like, hey, that stuff bothers me. And it bothers her family as well. So, I got a whole lot more I could say, but I think I'm through. How about that? Yeah, and then I see a comment that says, so glad someone is coming out and protecting Mel. Yeah, I mean, she has protection. First of all, she's protected by angels. And if you look at Melody, and I'm not saying this because she's my sister, it's just the real deal. Somebody made a comment, one of the bloggers, Queen Sheba or QT or the other one. It's one word that I really like as well that has some sense when they talk and they can communicate it real clear. They brought up the fact that Carlos said that he saw something in her. That's basically why he, wanted to do the show. Not because she's my sister, but yeah, it is something special about it. It just is. And if you don't like it, you just don't like it because it has to be because of hate, jealousy, or something. But some people just have that it. And she just got it. So, I mean, hell, you can't take it away from her. It just is what it is. So, if you don't like that movement, you don't like what it is, that's just you. But she can't, that's something that she can't change. Not when God gave it to her. He put it in her. So, haters gonna hate. And then another comment that was made, which is crazy to me, I just thought about that. He don't get along with nobody on the show. Hell, why would you get along with somebody on the show or people on the show that's constantly got something negative to say about you? And then another one, they ain't doing nothing. I mean, really, she don't have time for that. So is it that she ain't getting along with them or they not getting along with her? So you don't really know all the parts. You may know a piece, but then you got to remember everybody got a side. So it's Mel's side, their side, and the truth. So then you have to determine what you're going to believe is truth. And if you believe that is truth, that's your perspective. That's your reality. That's your reality. But that doesn't mean that's how it is. So if you're going to get that side of the story because you're being paid or whatever it is, that does not make what you say facts. And stop all that sniffing when you're talking. That's just not, stop all that. I mean, really. I don't get, it's just too much.
Mark is letting it be known, keep his sister's name out your mouth. I love it. Drop down, guys, let's chit chat. Please also make sure to like the video, hit that notification bell, and subscribe. Bye.